everyone, I'm Helena Patience from Entreflow Consulting Group. We're on a road trip from Vancouver to Calgary for the Quickbooks Get Connected in Calgary, and this next segment is probably one most of you are really excited about. It's our recruitment hacks, and in practicing this video we realized that it's a heck of a lot longer than we've got time to stop for, so we're going to do it in the car. So if you get motion sickness, you might want to divert your eyes away from the video as the beautiful Rocky Mountains are passing in the background here. But to begin though, fun fact, did you know that our usual Entreflow camera woman is actually a recruiter?
Hey guys!
This is Bronwyn, and she does recruitment on our team. So I thought for this segment we would do a little fun interview and get some of her hacks, what she does and what she's learned over the years to have an awesome kick-ass recruitment pipeline to help build that awesome team. So she's also driving the car right now, so she might not be looking at you as much as you want to, but it's probably for everybody's safety. Okay.
Definitely ours.
It's definitely ours. So quickly, common misconception in the recruitment realm, you get started, you got a job you got to hire for, you got to make sure that you got a really awesome job description. People tend to get confused about the difference between a job description and a job ad. So Bronwyn, can you enlighten us, please?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, I can understand the confusion between the job description and the job ad. I mean, they're really only off by one word. But the job description is going to be, your initial document that you're going to start with that talks about, the requirements of the job, the roles and the role and the responsibilities, kind of if you have this, it would be awesomes of the job.
Yeah.
A little bit about your organization and what you're all about and why you're so awesome. And you may want to include the wage in there, dependent on, how you're feeling. That's something that can or can't be included.
Yeah.
You also want to talk about maybe the hours that people are going to be working, and then the job ad is going to be what you post online for the candidate to see.
Yeah.
So this is going to include all of the information from the job description, and then it's also going to include what to send you. Do you want a cover letter? Do you want a resume? Do you want a picture? And that's going to be the job ad, and that's what the candidate's going to see when they're applying.
For sure. And the job description is really what that person's signing up for. It might be included as an addendum to your offer letter, and it is what you expect that person to be doing. The job ad is the online facing, hey, this is us, we're cool, come and work with us, selling the company. And the job description would be condensed to something a little bit smaller.
The job ads get posted on job boards and job aggregators, and if you want to learn more about job aggregators, I'd totally watch the interview that Helena did with Rob from Nuvo. He's got some awesome insights on that.
Yeah, and some really good recruitment hacks too. Awesome. So this is another fun fact. Entreflow is my second recruitment agency. But in my first real company that I started as an adult. I did have my first company started in when I was in grade 7. My friend and I decided that we wanted to earn as much money as we could in the summertime. We thought we'd found the 2 best hacks. So we basically picked, processed, and sold walnuts. Worst job ever. I highly don't recommend it. Worst nut to deal with. And the second thing is we worked out that the fall fair in Summerland had very low submission rates for the cash prize art projects competition. So we submitted as many of our grade 6 art projects as possible to the fall fair competition. the competitions that had the most dollar cash prize. It was awesome. Anyhow, my first real company as an adult though was a recruitment agency for childcare. So we recruited nannies for families, and what we've discovered really quickly, that's a type of role that we get a lot of submissions for. It was really easy to lose candidates in our email if we didn't have a proper way to track and communicate where they were in the pipeline. So we implemented an applicant tracking system, also known as ATS, and we've also got one at Entreflow. And Bronwyn, can you tell everyone a little bit more about what an ATS does?
Yeah, I love our ATS. It's awesome. So it really helps, organize your recruitment process in a pipeline view. You somebody comes into the pipeline, that you can see who you need to look over resumes, who you need to phone screen, who's coming in for an interview, kind of where everybody's laying out in the pipeline.
Yeah.
And then when we use it with our clients for recruiting, we add them to those jobs, and they're able to see what we're doing, who's coming in the pipeline, maybe like point out ones that we may not have thought to be a good fit, but they're like, oh no, I totally want to talk to this person. And then it's a really good tool for, you know, tracking and collaboration on the recruitment process.
Exactly. Yeah. And you can also adding comments, and it's just super handy because you might have a lot of candidates coming in, and it might be hard for you to remember all the details of each of the candidates.
For sure.
Okay, next up, this I didn't mention at the start of the video. This how we're structuring this is our top 10 things to think about with recruitment. So we've gone through, number one was your, make sure you have a really kick-ass job description and job ad, and that those are two different things. The second was have an ATS in place. You can get some free ones. There's some really cheap ones as well. We're going to have some links below with some tools that you should be looking into to make sure that you've got a really awesome pipeline here. The third one is a hack that we borrowed over from the marketing side of the business. So we use A/B testing with our job ads. And what A/B testing is, if you think of it from a marketing perspective, if you've got, say, a really easy example, AdWords campaign going, your campaign manager is likely going to put together a couple of landing pages for you about some services or products you've got, and each of those landing pages will be selling the same thing, but maybe in a slightly different way, maybe different copy, different calls to action, might present the information in a different way, and then they would have your title. So when you search a keyword, those titles, those headers would have different text as well, depending on what they thought might attract somebody. So they'd be able to test a couple of different versions of the same thing and see which ones perform the best. So we've brought that into the recruitment realm in a really creative way. And can you tell us a little bit about how we do this?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we go to post our job ads on the job boards, and we've actually created the job description already, we've come up with a couple different titles that we think fit the job description, and we use those titles in the job ads and test them out for probably about a week and a half is generally a good amount of time to see how they're going. And it could be not only job titles that you could be testing out. You can use salary shown versus salary not shown, or different wording or different categories on the job boards that you're posting on. Sometimes that makes a difference on the results that you're getting for those jobs. And I would say by the end of 2.5 weeks to 3, you generally have a good idea of what's working for you and what's not, and you've got a steady flow of candidates that are coming in, but it does take some time to get to that place.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Next, once you have got your hundreds and hundreds of candidates coming through the door, tracked beautifully in your ATS,
yes,
then it's time to screen those quickly.
Yeah.
So, the best practice here is use your gut as your guide. If there's anything that comes up that's a little bit on one of the resumes, let it go. And then you'll get your list of candidates that you want to call for a phone screen. Now, phone screen is very important. You want to have 15 minutes tops to have a quick chat with them, and this is really a validating experience at this stage. So, Bronwyn, what kind of questions do you ask?
Yeah, so in a phone screen, first of all, you're going to want to validate the experience. So just double check that the skills that they've outlined on their resume are matched to what you're looking for. And then maybe ask questions about any of the experience that they have that you may just want to ask a question about. Then I would next ask about what their goals are for themselves career-wise. Just kind of see where they would like to be in the next 5 years. Maybe they have some pretty big goals for themselves, and you might be able to accommodate those, or maybe not.
Yep.
And then lastly, I would ask why they're interested in working with you. You want to make sure that the people that you're hiring are just as excited about the job as you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And a little side note on the goals. So sometimes people are a little bit nervous to ask this question, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? And sometimes candidates are really nervous to give an answer, because what if in 5 years from now they really want to go become a neurosurgeon? Who knows? And it's important to remember that this day and age, most people are really happy and engaged in their current job for like a year and a half to 2 years. And after that point, they're going to be looking to either jump ship or move into another role or a higher level role. So don't be surprised if the answer is something unrelated to where this job is heading, because the goal should not be to try to hire people that are going to stick around for 10 years. You don't want somebody in the same role for 10 years because the efficiencies drop extremely intensively, and the innovation drops as well. So you can remind them of that too. Like, be honest with me. If you know, in 5 years from now you just want to be cycling around France, cool. Then you're going to get an honest response there. Everyone wants to do that, right?
Totally.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Bronwyn, on the phone screening front, what's the like craziest response you've ever had from a phone screen question?
Man, that's a tough question. I don't know if I could think of anything off the top of my head. I have, though, had a resume sent to me with no description whatsoever. It was just a picture of a guy with his thumb up. He's like, yeah, and he said, hire me on the top of it. And I sat there and laughed. There was nothing like it was just hilarious to see. So
did he at least give you his phone number?
I don't think so. No, like there was an email address maybe to respond back to, but okay,
yeah. We'll do another video on like how to apply for a job for those of you out there that think that's really appropriate and cool. It's funny, but where are we supposed to drive? We're going through the wrong side of a tunnel here.
And I can't see anything.
Oh dear, Ron has been driving without glasses on. Okay, so we're gonna have to take a 10-second pause here because we need to take a quick breath. Best video ever.